Alright, so I'm back for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 5, Episode 3. So we get the continuation of Tammy and America Idol. I was here for Tammy coming across the table on that hoe. I really was. Tammy, she grabs Idol's real hair or whatever. Idol saying in the confessional she was offended by Walker's comments against the against the transgender community. And it's like, okay, I understand that you're a supporter of the LGBT community. So am I. But for you to sit up here and go that fucking hard, I started to think, bitches, you transgender? I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's like, um, if I had a friend who was transgender or whatever, I wouldn't be doing all that carrying on and just being mad disrespectful like how she was. You know what I'm saying? The way that she was coming at Tammy, she deserved to she deserved for some shit to happen to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't too much happened, but see, had it been me, she would have got punched in the face and all kinds of shit. It was just a lot of hair pulling from what I could see. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, she kept on yelling the whole time. Like, she pulled out my real hair. Like, oh my god. Like, I was just like, this bitch and her damn voice. I'm telling you. I know my voice is kind of annoying. It can get real high pitchy at times and everything. But this bitch, oh my god. She just sound like a annoying ditzy ass blonde. I can't. But anyways, so moving on, we get to Dime, Peace, and Sierra. They meet up and everything, and Dime, she's saying how she felt bad about the situation with Tommy or whatever. She didn't feel like it was right and everything. Tierra, she tells her like she ain't know shit about Tommy or whatever. She's asking like, how you know her and everything, this, that, and the third. And Dime P, she was like, look, I don't know Tommy and everything. She was like, Carly invited me out or whatever. She was like, I don't hang out with trash like that or whatever, this, that, and the third. And so Dime had pretty much asked her, was she still fucking around with she asked Tierra, was Tierra, still fucking around with Scrappy and everything, Scrappy Dappy Doo. And Tierra admits that she still is or whatever, and she was like, but it's alright though. I was like, you doing all this over some alright penis? Child, ain't no way in hell. Even if the penis was good, fuck. I would be a little bit more understanding if the penis was good, but even still, but the penis is C. You said all right, so I'm gonna say okay, like a C average, and you do, girl, couldn't be me. Ain't no way in three hells. But anyways, she does say that she's known him since he was 16 and all this stuff, and she starts giving the whole rundown about the whole situation with the King family, this, then the third. I was like, well, damn, just pull it all out there, why don't you? But fuck, it's all over the internet any goddamn way. So, but Dime Piece, she's confused because she was like, that King family got some shit with them, and she was like, and Tierra to be involved with them, she seems like to be the only sane one or whatever. And she was like, I hope she don't turn out to be crazy like them. And she explains why KK don't like her or whatever. And she keep on talking about this mess about how she held Scrap down. Now, I ain't say nothing about it last week, but I'm getting tired of hearing her say that because it's just like, okay, you keep on talking about this holding down stuff or whatever, but what the fuck has he done for you but cause heartbreaking headaches? I'm just saying, moving on, what else was said in that conversation? She pretty much is saying how he need to fix the situation with, Tommy and put her in her place and all this other bullshit or whatever. And I'm like, why would you even want to be with him at this point after he done put you in danger? Fuck that. Hell no. I know, no. He put you in some serious danger and you still considering being with him if he puts Tommy in her place and let her know what the fuck it is? Bitch, please. Okay, but anyways, Dime P, she feels like that the sit down is a bad idea, and Tierra, she keep on talking about some if he don't fix it, then he'll never see his son again or whatever, and that irritated me a little bit. But I'm gonna speak on that a little bit later. So we get Scrappy Dappy Doo and Stevie J. They meet up or whatever. He talking about how Sleaze, aka Stevie, is his uncle and everything, and how he's back in town or whatever. And you guys know they're not really real uncle and nephew. They just call each other that and everything. But Stevie, he's back from LA, and Scrappy Dappy Doo, he starts talking about Tierra and Tommy, how they've been giving him a headache or whatever and driving him crazy. I'm like, driving you crazy? Yeah, driving you crazy because they starting to realize and that's the thing, they realize what the fuck you doing, and yet they still gonna fight each other. Oh, we gonna get to that, but anyways, Stevie says that, Jocelyn and Tommy, they pretty much hit it off well. And, he's glad that Jocelyn has a friend here, in Atlanta. I mean, not here, but, there in Atlanta and everything. But he doesn't want her to get caught up in the bullshit. And, Scrap, he talks about how Tierra's talking about taking the kid away from him. And, he also starts talking about his court situation or whatever. And pretty much Stevie is trying to give him some clear sound advice or whatever about pretty much how juggling two women, is not worth it and everything. Like, at some point you have to choose. And, Scrap feel like, why do I gotta choose or whatever? He was like, here goes the man I've been watching all these years, having a whole bunch of beautiful women under him, and now he telling me I gotta choose. He like, like, I don't think I'm ready to do that, so you just want to continue to make your life more complicated because you want to be a fuck boy. Like, really? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you just keep shit, I mean, this is the thing. If you just be honest from Jump Street, you give people the option to choose what the fuck they want to do. And trust and believe me, there's some bitches out there who will be okay with you messing with this one and messing with that one and that one. If you just keep shit real from jump. Now whether these bitches is okay with that shit or not, I don't know. But the way they acting, I mean, they acting like they still want to fight over you and shit. So I mean, whatever. But yeah. So he's not feeling Stevie telling him that or whatever. But it just moving on, moving on from that. We get Tammy. And we also see Walker too. Walker makes a cameo appearance, and he's talking about how he heard about Tammy got into a situation with the idol girl, whatever, and he was like, but how Tammy was upset about it. He told Tammy to come see her and everything, come see Big Daddy, and he's like, I don't understand why we gotta talk about people we don't care about. I was like, God damn it, Walker, that makes complete fucking sense. But she's trying to talk to him about the situation and everything, and after a while he he pretends like he kind of trying to listen at first, but then he like, I don't want to talk about this bullshit no more, and I don't blame him and everything. But at the same time, how us females can get sometimes when we having our issues or whatever. We want to talk to our dude about it and everything, whether he listening or not. You know what I'm saying? We just want to vent. But he ain't trying to hear that bullshit. And he feels like people can have their views, like nobody's in the wrong and everything. And that's what she was saying, like, trying to tell the idol girl, like, we can pretty much, we can agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So moving on from that, we get Scrappy in American Idol, and I had already sometime last week, I had looked up the Idol girl's credentials or whatever, and okay, she got some shit, what I'm saying? She did something on one of 2 Chainz song. I don't think I heard that song by him, but I do know the song Thug Cry by Rick Ross, and it's also featuring Lil Wayne. And I was shocked. I was like, that's her on the song? I was like, God damn, the way she talk and the way she sing is completely different. But then again, that's with a lot of singers. The way they talk and the way they sing, like when you hear them sing, you just be like, whoa, that's them? Like Miss Chalet, for example. Y'all know Miss Chalet got that real high pitched voice. But when she sings, baby, in Justin Jay's voice, woo, blow you away. But yeah, I was really shocked. Because she actually sounds good on the song Thug Cry. If y'all haven't heard that song, y'all look it up or whatever. You know, just at least look it up just to hear how she sounds and everything. But yeah, so she got some credentials. I give it to her. I still don't like the heifer. But okay, you know. But anyways, he talks about how pretty much how he wants to keep things professional with her, this, then, the third, even though he kind of flirting with her and everything. Idol calls, you know, the BAM a horsey and all this other bullshit. You know, Idol tells Scrap about, you know, she tells Scrappy about Tammy, you know, the situation with her. And, you know, Scrappy was like, hold on, that's family, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, she was saying something. She was saying, like, you know, I was just asking her about or, you know, something like that she was saying. And, no, she was trying to say that Tam had started with her and everything. And then, you know, Scrap was like, you know, what did you do? Or what did you say for her to pop off when you like that, whatever. So I feel like Scrap kind of knew, like, Tammy just ain't popping off for no fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, I didn't do anything. Like, I just asked her about her husband and what he said. And he was like, oh, well, see, you know, that right there. You know what I'm saying? And, she kept on saying how, she pulled out her real hair and all this other bullshit. I'm like, bitch, we get it. It's your fucking real hair. Like, you ain't got to keep on reiterating that. You know what I'm saying? And, she feels like Scrap ain't over the BAM or whatever. And, yeah, it's clear that he's not over her. You know what I'm saying? And, she brings up the whole Snapchat situation when he deleted their snap. And he was like, yeah, I deleted it because I do still care about BAM and everything. And I do care about her feelings or whatever. So, moving on from that, we get to Tammy's event or whatever. And, Chris and Mimi, they're there also with Dime Piece. And, you know, they're questioning Dime about, the Tommy and Tierra situation. And they thought that, you know, Dime Piece had something to do with it. She was like, don't you put that on me. Like, she was like, I ain't had nothing to do with that. She was like, that was all Carly's doing. You know what I'm saying? And she pretty much gives them the rundown about the situation with Tierra, Scrappy Dappy Doo, and, Tommy and everything. And, Mimi sits up here and claims that if she ever see them again, it's gonna be some serious trouble. I said, Mimi, you ain't gonna do shit. She trying to talk like as if she would bop one of them hoes upside their head. Girl, you ain't gonna do nothing but do that whisper talk that you do to get your point across or whatever, and get talked over in the process. Cause especially that damn Tommy. Now, Tierra might be a little bit passive about the shit, but that damn Tommy, yeah, she gonna talk over you. So I'm just saying, might as well get the lozenges ready. But anyways, damn, I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. So Tammy, she presents her cover or whatever. You know, she asks Walker that, you know, she asked Walker in the crowd if he liked the cover or whatever. He was like, hell no, or whatever. But, you know, he was playing around. He's really proud of her and everything. He comes on the stage. He puts the, you know, covers the cover back up or whatever with the red cover thing. I thought that was so cute or whatever. But, anyways, what else? Oh, yeah. They all sit down and everything. You know, Mama Deb, she, you know, was like that Tammy is too classy to be fighting and everything, this, that, and the third. And, you know, Tammy is telling the BAM and Mimi about what happened or whatever. And BAM was like, hold the fuck up. You said who? Like Bam looked like she was about to get ready to get her damn purse and get the fuck up and go find the idol girl right then and there. But she said that shit. She was like, who? Like, like she was about ready to get up and get in that bitch's shit or something. You know what I'm saying? And Bam was, explaining how, how her and Scrap recently broke up, just recently broke up, and he's sitting up here flaunting the idol girl all on his Instagram and, excuse me, Snapchat or whatever. And, she was like, she don't appreciate that because she's not over the shit right now, this, that, and the third. And she was like, she made him delete the shit and everything. And she was like, he gonna do what I say till I'm over it. And it's like, I mean, now, I get it because it's like, when you're not over somebody but y'all still follow each other on everything, it is kind of hard just to get over. I mean, it is kind of hard just to see them, you know what I'm saying? You know how guys do. Guys are quicker to move on, and not necessarily always because they're ready to move on. A lot of times guys do, that's how they deal with the pain. They sit up here and flaunt other bitches on their shit, when really in actuality they still are hurting over their recent breakup and everything, especially if they really did love and care about that girl. So I get where Bam was coming from, but I'm like that girl on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, but Facebook. What's her name? Wazam Super. I think that's how you say her name. But she from New Orleans. I'm like her. I block hoes. Okay, like if I'm not over you or whatever, I'm not gonna sit up here and still have you on my social media or whatever. Like, I'm gonna block you until I am over it. Then I'm gonna unblock you so you can see me stun on you. Like, like, but no, for real. So it's kind of like, I mean, I get where Bam coming from, because that shit do hurt. But at the same time, you can't tell that man what to put on his Instagram and his Snapchat neither, because technically y'all aren't together anymore, nor are y'all really trying to make any moves to get back together right now either. You know what I'm saying? But Tammy, she's kind of like, she don't really want to work with D. Smith at this point, because she kind of feel like, she kind of looking at her sideways like, why would you sit up here and bring this girl and knowing that she don't like me or whatever, or why would you allow that shit to go down? And we all, we feeling the same way, Tam, girl. So, and also she invited D. Smith to the event, but D. Smith didn't show up. So she was like, maybe D. Smith thought that she was in the wrong, and Bam was like, yeah, that bitch knew not to show up with that Dora the Explorer wig on. I was like, Bam, girl, you know you wrong for that shit. But anyways, we get Mimi and Stevie J. He shows up to Mimi's house. They pretty much playing catch up or whatever. She tells Stevie J she has a new boo or whatever, and he thinking it's a man. And she was like, no, it's a girl, whatever. And he was like, wait, what, a girl? Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much Stevie didn't think Mimi would switch teams. He knows that they've had threesomes and all this stuff, but he didn't think that she would switch teams. And she says that she doesn't kiss Chris in front of Eva or nothing like that, and that Chris doesn't even sleep in the bed with her, because Eva still sleeps in the bed with her sometimes. So when Chris comes over, she sleeps in the guest room and everything. And I was like, well, that that's a good way to handle it, Mimi. That's really good. That she's handling it like that. And she's like, I mean, not her, but Stevie. He was like, I don't know why Mimi, kept this secret from me for a whole year or whatever. I don't know why she didn't think I could handle it. He was like, shit, anybody's a step up from Frico. I said, you got a point there. We ain't gonna get into that, but yeah, he got a point there. You know what I'm saying? But I did see something in the blogs recently that it seemed like now Stevie got a problem with the whole situation. I'm just like, I don't get that. It's like, why is it okay for her to have threesomes and shit? Or why is it okay, period, for dudes to have threesomes and everything, but they baby mama or whoever gets into a relationship with the girl, it's a problem. Like, I don't get that. Like, it's okay for females to sit up here and have threesomes, or you know, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying, or have experiences with females, but let her get into a relationship with the female, it's a problem. I don't know if all of a sudden he just wanted to be turned up for no reason about the shit or whatever, but I just was like, Stevie, get over yourself. Anyway, so moving on, we get Scrappy. He gets a knock at the door. It's the Bam or whatever. Bam already on a level 10 soon as she walks in because she sees his assistant and everything. And she like, bitch, who the fuck is you or whatever. Now, the assistant, she had on a sports bra or whatever. I think it was a sports bra. And I'm just kind of like, you supposed to be an assistant. Why the hell are you wearing that? I mean, I understand, you gonna be at his house a lot, this, then, third. And there's nothing wrong with being comfortable, but you couldn't have put on like a tank top or something at least. But anyway, she leaves them two to talk or whatever. And Scrap is saying that he been texting and calling her for the past few weeks now, and he ain't been getting she ain't been returning his calls. Now all of a sudden she popping up at his crib. He tells the Bam about his modeling company or whatever, and she was like, modeling company? So she was like, oh, so you love having bitches on the payroll and shit like that. And he like, what are you talking about or whatever? And he pretty much just trying to help put females on or something like that, he was saying. And she was like, oh, but you couldn't put your girlfriend on, this, that, and the third. I was like, she got a point there. Because it didn't seem like you was trying to help her out in whatever she was trying to do. Was she trying to have a music career, right? Was that what happened last season? Child, I forgot. But anyways, she asks about the idol chick or whatever. And, he pretty much says that he just wants to work with her. Is nothing like that or whatever. And then she brings up the fight with Tammy. And, he says, he's saying that has nothing to do with me. And she said, yeah, it has every bit to do with you because you gonna sit up here and hang with this bitch. You not about to be cool with me or whatever. And, she sitting up here getting into fights with one of my homegirls. Like, that's not about to go down. And she gives back the friendship ring because, he done broke every promise that he done made and all this other bullshit. What else happened? She also wants to get the dog. And he was like, oh, no, you ain't taking the dog or whatever. So he was like, come on, Jilly. Like, and Jilly, comes to him or whatever. And he like, I love you. Yes, I do. And all this other bullshit. The minute he puts her down, she runs to Bambi or whatever. And she was like, yeah, I know you don't want to be here no more and all this other stuff. And he was like, well, ain't this bad a bitch? He was like, Jilly acting like as if I ain't the one who been feeding her this past couple weeks and all this stuff. He was like, Bam, that, left her for dead or whatever. I said, him and his mama love talking about folk leaving folk for dead. Like, they love using that catchphrase, child, I tell you. And he was like, a bitch gonna be a bitch, and that's what Jilly is. I was like, well, damn, But anyways, Bam, she leaves, and she also takes the dog food that he brought as well with her. Tammy and D. Smith, they sit down. Tammy pretty much asked why she kind of felt some type of way because she didn't show up to the event. Because she wanted D. Smith to show up to the event so she could see for herself what kind of person Walker is and everything. And pretty much she was like that that's not her type of crowd or whatever. And it was nothing personal. And, Tammy feel like, well, I kind of feel like after the whole situation with your friend happened and everything, like, you just was kind of like, what I'm saying, fuck it or whatever. And, D. Smith, now she on the whole tip that Idol is on. Sitting up here talking about come on. Walker's her husband and everything. Like, they sleep together, they pillow talk, whatever. So why wouldn't she think the same thing that he thinks or whatever? Like, and if that's not the case, she needs to sit down, have a talk with him, and tells him that it's not right to discriminate against, people of trans and all this other bullshit. And she was kind of irritating me because like I said plenty of times before, I do support the LGBT community. But she was pissing me off because it's like, here you go, sitting up here talking this bullshit or whatever. And it's like, yes, when people are married, they do become one, but that don't mean they lose their identity neither. Like, Tammy has a mind of her own, Walker has a mind of his own. It's like, what the fuck did you think she was thinking before she got with him? It's like, oh, all of a sudden now that she married him or whatever, now she gotta think the same as him. Like, that's fucking stupid. And that's real fucking ignorant for you to sit up here and come out your mouth with that bullshit. She has her own opinion. He has his own opinion. That don't mean that they can't be together or whatever just because they have different opinions. Everybody is that I mean, when you're in a relationship, everybody is not going to agree on everything. That's point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, even if Tammy was to sit up here, and I don't think Walker is discriminating against, the LGBT community or trans people or whoever. He just said how he felt, but I don't feel like he would be one of those people that would sit up here and outwardly disrespect. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I mean, even if Tammy was to sit down and have a talk with him, he's still gonna feel how he feel. Now, I mean, sometimes when you sit down and have talk with people about certain stuff or whatever, sometimes they do kind of open up their eyes and be like, okay, yeah, I feel what you're saying. But sometimes that's not the case. They can sit up here and hear your opinion and respect your opinion, but that doesn't mean their opinion is going to change. So Tammy could sit down and have a talk with Walker or whatever. That doesn't, and who's to say she hasn't had a talk with him about this shit? That doesn't mean his opinion is going to change, and he has that right because he's a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? And she was sitting up here, saying how Tammy was sitting here saying, she would never let any of her friends or anybody disrespect her or whatever, this, that, and the third. And how, D. Smith was saying how she don't want to be a model and all this stuff. And she was like, I don't see how a no-name brand is going to benefit me or whatever. And, she was saying all this stuff or whatever. And, but now that part I do understand because it's like, yeah, I don't see how Tammy would benefit her. There's no shade or nothing like that because I do like Tammy. But, it's just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? And, she was sitting up here saying, you wanted to work with me or whatever. But it's like, okay, but you entertained the idea of working with her, D. Smith. You didn't say from Jump Street, oh, well, I don't want to really do modeling. I want to do music. No, you still entertained the idea anyway. So they going back and forth or whatever. Tam gets up and leave, and she was like, what you need to do is fix that crooked ass wig you got on. I was like, oh, well, that wig is kind of fucked up though, cause yeah, that wig ain't cute. But anyways, Betty and Scrappy, they meet up and everything, and pretty much he's telling her about the situation with the BAM. And he was like, at first he realized, at first he was like, the situation has nothing to do with me. But then I realized it does because I still have some loyalty to Bambi because me and her was friends before anything. And Tammy has been an extended friend of mine or whatever. And so he was like, I just want you to have a sit down and, apologize to her. And she was like, me apologizing? Like, haha, that's funny. Or whatever. Like, I'm not apologizing to her. She pulled out my real hair and da-da and all this other stuff and claimed she wasn't in the wrong with, bitch. Yes, the fuck you were. Okay? And, he pretty much was like, she starts calling Bam a horsey or whatever. And he was like, well, I can't fuck with you then, or whatever, if you're not gonna sit down and apologize. He was like, it's a shame because I thought would have made beautiful music together, but just it ain't gonna work and everything. So he gets up and walks away, and she's sitting up here talking about that's why you haven't had a hit in a long time and all this other stuff. And it's like, okay, but that wasn't a problem when you was all up in his face flirting with him and shit and working with him. Now because he's sitting up here saying he don't want to work with you no more because you can't apologize to Tammy or whatever. Now all of a sudden he ain't shit and he ain't got no hits and all this other shit. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Last scene, Scrappy Dappy Doo, Tommy and Tierra. um, he sitting up here saying he don't want to be done with the both of them. He need both of their support and all this other shit. And he tries to hug Tierra. Tierra was like, huh, we ain't on that level, boo. You know what I'm saying? Um, Tierra keep on saying if he don't fix it, he won't see his son. And it's kind of like, it's pissing me off because it's like, okay, you sitting up here saying it. Now you're sitting up here saying like as if this is going to be a forever thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I did feel her last week. I did understand where she was coming from last week, when she said that because he did put her in harm's way or whatever. And I thought maybe it would just be a temporary thing, until he lets Tommy know that she can't do that again. I mean, regardless of, I thought maybe it would be like, you need to stop messing with Tommy regardless of whether me and you be together. It's just that she can't be around, or at least be like, she can't be around my son. You know what I'm saying? But for you to sit up here and say, "Oh, if he don't let this bitch know her position or whatever, this, then the third, uh, he can't see his son and everything." It's like it seemed like you making it more about you than your son. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. Don't keep that man away from his son or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's one thing for the son not to be around Tommy anymore, but when you sit up here saying, "Oh, if he don't fix this and let her know her position or whatever," now you making it more about you, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Tommy, she comes in and she actually gives him a hug and all this other stuff. They both under the impression that he's going to cancel them both out of his lives, far as romantic wise or whatever. He starts talking about his court shit or whatever and claiming he not in the position to be making decisions or whatever. He need both of them to be there for him. So, not Tommy. Tierra was like, so basically you want motherfucking pen pals. That's what the fuck you saying or whatever, this, then, the third. And, she was like, Tierra was like, I'm not about to send you a damn thing at this point. She was like, she worked 2 and 3 jobs for him the last time or whatever. He was locked up. I was like, you did all that for, couldn't been me. Couldn't been me. Okay. But, they both pretty much realized that he lied or this, that, and the third. And, Tierra saying, you had bitches come to my job, this, that, and the third. And, all of a sudden, Tommy starts getting real crunk or whatever. Her lip all twisted up, talking about some, bitch, fuck your job or whatever. And she was like, she was like, I came there to see some pussy. Bitch, you came there to spy on her. You came there to get the drop to find out what the fuck was going on. Don't sit up here and act like as if you came to see some motherfucking pussy. I'm just saying. And then she gonna sit up here, and Tierra was like, well, that was the case, you should apply there then and all this other stuff, and they going back and forth or whatever. Tierra stands up and everything. Tommy trying to stand up. Soon as Tierra stood up, though, security came rushing. She was like, they was like, y'all ain't about to be fighting no fucking more. They was like, Mona was like, y'all bitches ain't about to be messing up no other goddamn establishments, otherwise that shit coming at your goddamn paycheck. Child, this whole situation is a mess. I'm sorry, this shit is 33 minutes long, but make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video.